Yo, what's up, everybody? I just finished the latest episode of From season 4, episode 8, and man, it was a little more than what's been the common theme for this season. So, man, without further ado, let's jump into it, man. It was a pretty fast paced episode. I like to call it, the name of the episode was Heavy as the Head, but I like to call it Save as many people as you can, because essentially that's what it was. That's what it was. They were going back and forth the entire time trying to convince uh, Boyd that, hey, look, man, I know, I know this isn't, what generally is going to happen, but like this is what we want to happen. Like we're not going to save everybody. We're going to go into these tunnels and we are going to do our best, but ultimately, like this is what's going to happen. Not everybody's going to make it back, and that's a fact of it. That's a simple fact of it. You know, um, Sophie. We start off with Sophie. She seems to be losing it. She seems to be losing her touch, man. She's kind of revealing herself without revealing herself, if that makes sense. Uh, she's like going around and uh, asking. She's like, "Hey, did the totems work?" See, I don't think she knew that if the totems worked herself. So she's unsure and she's kind of making it obvious. Uh, Fatima is growing veins on her body, and apparently she appears to be becoming one of them. She appears to be becoming one of them, man. Um, yeah, she's got like veins on her stomach, and this is a direct occurrence of her controlling Smiley, the the dead man zombie dude person. But yeah, she is direct from that. So we think she's becoming one of them. Christy made it obvious during when she checked her later on. She was like, "Hey, her blood pressure is like 53/30, and her uh, heartbeat is only like 19 beats per minute." So that's pretty telling right there, man. That is pretty telling right there. So uh, I'm I'm a little worried for her. I definitely don't think it's gonna end well for her for sure. And I mean, I'm scared. I'm scared. Like I feel for her, man. It's it's not looking good for Fatima. It's not looking good for Fatima. But yeah, so and then Jade, I think Jade is figuring out he just needs people to get on board with him, because right now he's kind of he appears to be losing it, but he actually is making a lot of sense with a lot of the theories that he's like coming up with. You know, he created the model of the tunnel system, and it helped them figure out like, hey, we don't have but one way out if we go in the tunnels, but why don't we go like above the tunnels? And that made me think. They got me thinking. Like he's onto something, but with his idea about pulling the tree down, like what if the bottle tree is actually the tree? Them pulling it is actually the tree in the middle of the road. It makes a lot of sense. They're the reason that they're stuck there, because in each cycle they're always like pulling down the tree, right? So I like the idea, but I feel like that he he's definitely going to be the reason that it is how it is. So yeah, man, I'm a little worried for that, man. So, but yeah, yeah, Jade's onto something. Man in Yellow appears to be targeting Ethan. They appear at the colony house, and he didn't say hey to the Tabitha. He looks directly at Ethan and was like, "Hi," and it kind of, for me, it kind of spells doom in a way, because with the story that Victor is kind of imprinted into his head, that he's going to preparing him to be alone, and maybe it's something. Maybe the man in yellow knows that Ethan is going to, end up alone at the end of this cycle, and he's kind of prepping him for that. So yeah, that was a little creepy, man. It gave him a bit of a curious look. So and Ethan, he succumbs to it. He's decided that he wants to be prepared for what's coming next. And he has a good point, man. Like, you don't know what's coming next. So it's better to be prepared than not be prepared at all. And so Ethan, I feel like with him wanting Victor to like train him and prepare him, I think that's going to be a game changer for him, because I feel like there's going to be a few major characters that don't make it to the end of the season. I think we got 10 episodes this season, if I'm not mistaken. So we got 2 more to go. Next week's the penultimate episode 9. So I feel like it's like shit's gonna go down. Shit's gonna go down next week, man. So Jade wants to sacrifice people to uncover the bones. Like, it's a sad reality of the situation. Like, there's people that are not going to make it. Right? There's people that are not going to make it, and you got to be willing to sacrifice the few for the many. So he was definitely onto something with that, man. Boy's got to realize, and it's something that Boy's done before. When he killed his wife to save everybody else. So Boy's done it before. I just don't think that he wants to do it again. So, but yeah, man, Jade's on something with that. Sarah's questioning Sophie in this episode. Sophie disappeared last night. She didn't tell Sarah anything, and Sarah's like, "Oh my god, what if she's like one of the monsters got her, and she's doing dumb things." And she has a right to feel that way because it's her roommate. She's living with her. She got to communicate those things to her. So, but yeah, man, I think Sarah's going to be the one to figure it out, because especially seeing her carry the bag around, I think she's definitely going to be the one to figure that out, man. So interested to see where she goes with that, man. Very interested to see where it goes with that. So, uh, yeah, Boy in Yellow, Boy in White. Victor made some very interesting comments that the Boy in White was preparing him for what they were doing. So I was a little intrigued by that, because what if the Boy in White is the reason that Victor becomes who he is? Like, he kind of, the way he is, becomes the way he is, because he's telling him all these things, and he's got him making friends with invisible friends and making doll friends. And so like, what if the Boy in White is the reason that Victor is the way he is? So that makes a ton of sense to me. And we cut to Henry, Victor's dad, and he's back in the hospital bed, and hallucination Victor. I call him hallucination Victor because he's a totally different Victor from the one that's in the From world and Fromville. But he's like planting seeds of doubt in Henry's head. He's like telling him, like, what if that's not real? What if this is real? So he's sowing those seeds, and I think that's something that they're going to revisit a little bit later on. And they went back to it later on in the episode when he had the nurse come and tell him that, hey, man, like, you got, in order to stop experiencing these things, you got to eliminate the anchor, whatever's tying you to this world, to the city, to Fromville. And I think that Henry is going to try to eliminate either Victor or himself. Right. So, or he might even, who knows, might even try to dig up Miranda's bones or something, man. It's curious. I feel like the more obvious thing is he's going to try to just take out Victor. And, that's one thing that they're preparing Ethan for, because Victor is going to get taken out or like really seriously hurt. So yeah, man, this was a very interesting episode. And we finished with that huge cliffhanger at the end with the man in yellow appearing. First of all, he went in Boyd's house and stole his shit back. He took his shit back. That is like, look, like, this mine. I'll take this back. He didn't even bother like cleaning up the cover anything up. He just like left it a mess, left it destroyed. He wanted Boyd to see that. Like, I got my crap back, bro. But yeah, man, That was pretty. That was something. That was something to see. But yeah, man, Man in Yellow appears to Tabitha at the end, and you start to get the feeling that they're in cahoots. You start to get the feeling that they're in cahoots. Because of the way that he says, like, hey, like, I don't want to kill you. Like, we've been doing this too long. So I feel like maybe we got it wrong. Maybe they got it wrong. They're not there to, get everybody out. They're there to kind of keep everybody in and, accumulate to increase the body count for the Man in Yellow so he can have some food. It kind of reminds me of it a little bit. He has like a cycle that he's in, and he feeds and then he sleeps. So I feel like, that's kind of what we got going on right now. But yeah, man, those comments that the Man in Yellow made to Tabitha at the end is very curious. Got me thinking, got the gills turning a little bit. And if I was watching it and me and my wife watching it, and we were like, "Oh no, not is Tabitha going to die?" And then he made a comment. Man in Yellow made a comment. He's like, your husband died in that same spot right there. Like he was kind of like pushing her, like he was pushing her to do something. But Tabitha, she held strong. One person I missed this episode was Julie. I didn't see her at all. Like I had no idea where Julie was at this episode, man. So I'm like, is she somewhere with Randall, like figuring things out? Like what's going on? What's going on? So yeah, man, we'll get it figured out. Like I said, this is a very interesting episode. Next week, I'm expecting like shit to go down. I'm expecting shit to go down next week. I think it's gonna be a lot going on, man. I think it's gonna be a lot going on. So, what are you guys' thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts? Let me know what you think in the comments. Make your predictions. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, like the video, and check out my other videos for more. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.